I was gonna say, I was like, ooh, you want a Freddie Benson countdown?
Yeah, I'm gonna look directly into your camera too.
All right.
Ready?
In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I think I went 3, 2, and
Okay.
stuttered.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Playback Podcast. This is episode 20. We have a lot of stuff to talk about today, so let's just jump right into it. My name is Noah. That's Hauder. We, again, have a lot of stuff to talk about, so let's just jump right into it. Last week, we reviewed Indiana Jones 5, The Dial of Destiny, and we went into spoilers for a little bit. That unfortunately got deleted off my hard drive, and it was never to be seen again. So we're going to quickly run down what we thought about Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. Personally, I liked it a lot. I walked out of the movie theater knowing for a fact that I just watched a very, not classic movie, but it feels like the filmmakers really wanted to make it feel like those old 1980s movies, and I really enjoyed it. Indiana Jones is a franchise that I'm not really too associated with, at least, and I went into Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny knowing that, because I wanted to go in there non-biased or unbiased, excuse me. And I went in there and I had a lot of fun with the movie. Harrison Ford is spectacular. Even at 90 years old, there's some stuff that he does in the movie that's kind of unbelievable, but really, if you just suspend your disbelief, you're going to be fine watching this movie. I think that James Mangold was a perfect choice to take over Steven Spielberg as director. The movie is very well paced. The CGI is a little bit iffy, and it's kind of a long movie, and they take a leap of faith at the end. But other than that, I think it was a really good entry in the series, and I can't wait to watch the rest of the movies now. What did you think? Because we watched it, like 2 weeks ago already?
Yeah, it would have been last week.
Yeah.
Early last week.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so what'd you think of it?
Pretty much the same thing. Just going to add on that Mads Mikkelsen, great villain.
Yep.
Kind of took the movie away just because, Harrison Ford's getting up there in age, and Mads Mikkelsen's a little bit younger than him. So, a lot more charismatic. He plays a scientist very, very well.
Yeah, a Nazi scientist.
Yes, keep that in mind. Apparently all of the Indiana Jones movies have to do with Nazis.
Yeah, and we're also going to be talking about spoilers a little bit here just because we already reviewed this movie last week, and we spent a good 30-35 minutes talking about it in depth. Sorry you can't see that, but we're not going to do that again. We got other stuff to talk about, and yeah, let's just hop into the spoiler, I guess.
Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, the big swing, as a lot of Indiana Jones fans call it, it typically happens with the artifact and what that artifact does. In this movie, the Dial of Destiny basically allows Indiana Jones to travel back in time. For me personally, I thought it was a really nice touch. I mean, my favorite movie of all time is Back to the Future. And I like the fact that they went back in time, and it's kind of self-explanatory in the title too. Dial of Destiny and the trailers, they just kept talking about if you can go back in time, what would you? So I had a feeling they were gonna do a little bit of time travel, and the fact that they went all the way back into whatever
212 BC.
212 BC is just it's insane. So I don't think it was a huge swing. Then again, I haven't seen the other movies in the franchise. What'd you think about the time travel aspect?
Just in the context of the movie, it just kind of felt out of place. They kept talking about it, and it kept getting foreshadowed. Like, I guess I was missing it the whole time, but they kept foreshadowing. By the way, they go back to 212 BC, which is the Battle of Syracuse. They go back to Archimedes' time, and, he wants to stay there and stuff. But I just had a hard time believing that a scientist is miscalculating that much.
Yeah. And I think that the entire movie, I like just the story of it. I like the fact that it had to do with an older Harrison Ford just going through retirement. And, he wants to keep exploring and keep learning, but he knows that his body is just too old. And, at one point in the movie, he questions, what the fuck am I doing on this wall? He's like climbing a wall. And another thing, Phoebe Waller-Bridge, she plays, what is her name?
Helena or something like that?
Helena, yeah. So Wombat, and yeah, she's kind of annoying through the entire thing. Not gonna lie to you, but she gets a little better as the movie goes on. She was fine. I know a lot of people are kind of bagging on her for no reason just because she's an annoying woman. That's not that big of a deal, honestly. Her character served her purpose in the movie, and I really didn't want more of her or less of her. I'm just fine with how much she was in the movie.
Yeah, she was. At the end of the day, she's not the main character of the movie. Well, she's not the main character of the movie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, and then, just the Dial of Destiny, I think that was a really cool artifact. I think, once again, time travel is my shit. Like, I love anything time travel, and I will eat that shit up every single time. And they did it here. I really have nothing else to really complain about. My original rating was like a 9 out of 10. After sitting on it, I'll say an 8 out of 10 just because some of the CGI stuff that they do, it's kind of distracting, like how they use CGI to de-age Harrison Ford in the very beginning because it goes back to 1944 for, I would say, like 30 minutes of the movie.
Yeah,
at least some portions. Yeah. First 20 minutes, and then you get more flashbacks and stuff. So anyway, you have anything else to say about Indiana Jones?
No, pretty much right along the same page as him. I also gave it an 8 out of 10.
Mm-hmm.
For us being the first time we've watched an Indiana Jones movie, very good standalone score. So I can't imagine the earlier ones where he's a lot younger and Steven Spielberg is directing the movies, that they're going to be very good as well.
Yeah, I started watching Raiders of the Lost Ark, and that one feels the same as this one.
Mm-hmm.
So, and people say that Raiders of the Lost Ark is obviously like the best Indiana Jones movie. So, a really good really good outing for, a movie that cost by the way, $300 million to make this movie.
After like marketing and stuff, how much is that like a budget?
Probably $450 or something. Maybe.
I've asked him this last week, so I already know his answers, but just so you guys get it, did you feel like that was a $300 million movie?
Yeah, no. Because you could have done a lot of this. I feel like a lot of it has to do with paying Mads Mikkelsen and Harrison Ford, but other than that, like, you really didn't need to spend that much money on this movie because it's an adventure movie. Like, it didn't cost that much back in the 1980s. I get it, inflation and stuff like that, but it should not cost $300 million to make a movie like this, especially when it's so story driven and not super like CGI.
Even the CGI shots, I can't. Maybe it's
I can see them.
End scene. That whole end scene is probably what cost the most.
Maybe, but like I can see them doing the end scene without that CGI and stuff.
They,
you know what I'm
they
saying?
were flying over it all. They weren't. It wasn't like they were like on a boat.
Yeah, you're right. I don't know, man. It just seemed like I don't know. It was not. It didn't look as expensive as it was.
300 is a big leap for a movie, but like The Flash cost 200.
Yeah. All right, man. Let's move on. So, the next thing that we're going to be talking about is the Secret Invasion episode 1 through 3 review. Last week. Rest in peace to that episode. We reviewed episode 2 of Secret Invasion, and episode 3 came out maybe like 3-4 days ago or something like that. I don't know. So we're just going to do a mid-season review. As you guys know, Secret Invasion is a limited 6-episode series, and we're halfway through. What are your overall thoughts of the series so far? What do you rank it in your Disney Plus show hierarchy?
I'd say top 3 shows, especially like this last 2 episodes. First one was good to me. I enjoyed it. No, I didn't enjoy it as much, mainly because it was like a heavy action driven, and I liked seeing Samuel L. Jackson do some of the shit that he did. They are layering in the story really nice right now. I
agree.
It's the complexity is crazy. Honestly, if you don't catch little things that like Fury or Talos say, like, you're not going to catch some of the details and shit like that in a spy forward show is cool. Yeah. I like the villain a lot. I don't know if I liked him as much in the beginning.
He's growing on me. Yeah. I feel like at the beginning I was just like, okay, they're saying he's like the worst Skrull, but why?
Yes.
I agree with you with the fact that like, the story is super complex, and it feels like that because, 3 episodes in, you're starting to get little seeds that they planted back in episode 1. You're starting to get the answers to that. What else did you enjoy about it?
I was going to finish it off with my biggest thing against villains is that I feel like they don't have a good motive a good portion of the time. And you get his motive early on, and then it's the shit that he's willing to do to push that motive forward. Like, it's for them, it's finding a new home. In his case, he's going to take a new home. Yeah. And he's willing to drive humans into committing, like, great acts of, like, war against each other. Yeah.
By the way, we're going to talk a little bit of spoilers now. We didn't get into any spoilers right now, but from here on out, because there's some stuff that I want to talk about. So, spoiler alert, final warning. So Nick Fury in episode 2, we talked about it. By the way, I really loved episode 2. I think that episode 2 was a huge step up from episode 1. But it gets revealed that Nick Fury is married to a Skrull. Mm-hmm. And episode 3 opens with him meeting that Skrull, and it's confirmed that he knows that she's a Skrull. And I thought that was really interesting.
I liked the misdirect with it, though.
Yeah, because that they set it up to the point where like
everyone's questioning, does he know?
Does he know? Yeah. So I like the fact that they kind of paid it off in the first, or they answered that question in the first 10 minutes or so. I'm really liking what they're doing with Nick Fury's character. Again, like I said, in episode 1, they didn't really give me a lot of backstory. They kind of just left us there, and they left us there with, no explanation or whatsoever. They're just telling us like, hey, Nick Fury's back on Earth. Hey, the Gravik is a really dangerous Skrull. Now we're getting the seeds. Episode 2, they started talking about the connection between Nick Fury and Gravik as a young kid, the promise that he made, and then we're getting more backstory between Nick Fury and his wife. What's his wife's name? His wife's name. Let me see.
Search it up. I want to talk about this part.
Mm-hmm,
episode 2, I mentioned a theory. The last episode when we talked about it. Obviously, you guys didn't hear that. From a TikToker with the account name the DA Experience.
Oh yeah, our source, our personal, our source, our field reporter. Yeah.
And I think that these last 2 episodes push that theory a little bit more.
Which theory was it again?
It was theory that they adopted Gravik.
That Gravik? Yeah.
And that he's Nick Fury Jr.
I heard that. Yeah, I heard that. Because I watched it and I was like, taking care of Zuko and stuff. So like I was watching it, but like not watching it like super closely. And I heard in the background of when they were in the kitchen or wherever they were, and they were talking. By the way, that was a great fucking scene between Nick Fury and his wife,
come back,
Vara. Yeah. This is your second time coming back. I'm a widow. And then Nick Fury asks, have you been in contact with Gravik? But he says it in like a way that's like, hey, have you heard from our son? Kind of thing. Like I can picture that now. And I really like that theory a lot.
And like the entire like, how do you explain it? Like the entire emotional like aspect of it to me feels like rebellious son. Like I'm gonna essentially kill all your people because you just keep leaving me.
Like I'm mad at my dad kind of thing. Yeah. And I can totally see Nick Fury as like that father figure kind of person because he's made out to be like a very cold, not really caring about anybody.
But like the more you peel back, like his character, you're just like, oh fuck, this guy has like a great relationship with this person and this person. He has a wife. Could have a kid. So it makes sense the fact that they're trying to push that along a little bit. Especially when you see like the relationship with Talos and like Gaia.
I was just gonna say that, yeah. And then Gaia, or the scene with Gravik and Talos, I thought was a really, really, really good scene because that's like the kind of thing that you see on HBO, where it's just a two take of 2 people talking, and it's tense because of the things that they're saying, not because of what's happening. So I really, really like this aspect of the show because they're taking it more seriously. At least it seems like. And you get most of the story through like their conversations.
This is like a good blueprint for like the next like couple of shows for them. Like,
oh yeah, please. I hope Armor Wars is like this. I hope Captain America: Brave New World is going to be like this. Like those
two projects need to be at this type of tone.
I hope.
But like next time they do a Miss Marvel thing, having a little bit more of these types of serious aspects, not like a whole like our lives are in danger aspect. No, like you're a hero now. You need to like understand there's certain things that you have to do. I want to talk about the scene with Talos and Gravik though. I don't know what it is about this scene, but when he stands up to like put his hands on like Gravik's throat, kind of chilling. You have to like you understand like these 2 are the former generals of like, or the one is the current general, the guy is the former general. Yeah, so they have enough respect for each other to meet up and talk. But the moment he mentions like Gaia, he legit puts his hands on his throat, and then everyone stands up. But instead of them just standing up and being like Skrulls, they all turn into Gravik. Yeah. Which to me is like, oh yeah, no, that's
our leader. Yeah. Yeah. And we have more respect for, like, we're gonna take his side over everybody else.
But he didn't know they were Skrulls either.
And that's the thing, because a Skrull doesn't even know that his Skrulls are around him.
Yeah.
So like Skrulls don't even know that. They don't know who they can trust. And then there was an end scene. I think this was one of the scenes that I missed. Not an end credit scene, but like a like the cliffhanger for the next episode. Can you explain it a little bit while I look it up?
So it cuts to what's her name again? Vara?
The
Nick
wife?
Fury's wife,
Yeah.
yes. I'll mention another scene later. Nick Fury's wife, looks like she's just taking a walk to the bank. She's walking in, and you see people like in the background like following her.
Mm-hmm.
And she gets to sort of like a bank vault, and it has a gun, some like I think card, and then a phone. And she picks up the phone, and immediately goes, "I need to talk to Gravik." And then, what sounds like Rhodey on the other line answers and goes, "You're talking to me now."
Oh Lord, man.
So that one, it pulls two different theories that we had. That one, Rhodey is a Skrull.
Yeah.
Because
which we talked
in the
about
last
on the
episode.
last episode,
He calls him, which again they pulled in this episode. He calls Fury Nick, and no one calls him Nick.
So that throws out my theory that I had. Again, you guys didn't see that episode, but that throws out my theory that I said that Nick Fury is probably the real Nick Fury is on what's it called, Saber.
No.
So I feel like he's here now.
Yes.
So
it pushes my idea that Rhodey, or our idea that Rhodey is a Skrull for sure. And then like the trailers and set photos that we've gotten for Brave New World, it looks like they're having a presidential funeral, and I think that Rhodey, the Skrull Rhodey, is gonna kill the president. Also, that Gravik is their son, and that's gonna push Armor Wars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's gonna make it more interesting too, because
now Don Cheadle's gonna have to like fucking answer to some shit he didn't do.
See, something that's really exciting about this stuff too is that I feel like for the majority of Phase 4, there's a lot of stuff that haven't really pushed the future of what's to come. So like, for example, Spider-Man No Way Home, right? You have all this like multiverse stuff, and it gets resolved, right?
In the movie, yeah.
And we don't know yet like what is to come. Or in Shang-Chi, which was released in 2021, by the way. Shang-Chi
2 years ago.
Yeah, 2 fucking years ago. At the end, they set up like the 10 rings will return thing, right? Typically back then in phases 1 through 3, when they teased at something, you would see that like plot line, that thread
eventually
again and again and again, like soon, like very recently. We still don't know what's happening with the 10 rings. We still don't know what's happening with Tiamat from the Eternals, and like, you know, that's gonna get explained in Captain America apparently. But like it took 2 years to explain. So I feel like this setting up the fact that Rhodey could be a Skrull, and then he has Armor Wars coming, and then Captain America Brave New World, the president is like more involved in there, and there's a funeral death scene in Captain America Brave New World. It kind of just links together a lot nicer than I think that a lot of the projects in Phase 4 have been. So I'm very excited for this. I think that damn
racing scene.
I think that this show is, I wouldn't say top 3 just yet, because I really like WandaVision. That's the best for me. I really like Loki, and then Miss Marvel. So I think it's number 4 right now, as of right now.
For me, I would put this above
Loki. Yeah. I can see that too.
What I was gonna say again was that Vara specifically asked to speak with Gravik. She's not a Skrull agent anymore. She's been retired for all we know has been like since the 90s, when the last time that Nick Fury was on Earth.
Yeah.
I'm sitting there like, damn, like that's definitely her son.
Yeah, and for a movie, or not a movie, but like a series like this to get me really invested in like, oh my God, is he their son kind of thing. I never expected that from like a Nick Fury project. But yeah, man, I'm really enjoying the series so far.
They've been like, every episode stands alone, but to mix together, the first one's just all action, second one's all story, and this one's like the perfect balance of action and story. Yeah.
And it's the midway point of the series too.
Yes, and then I see a lot on Twitter. People are like upset because people will take clips from the show, and it'll be like the torture scene in the butcher shop, and then the scene where Talos, again spoiler, stabs Gravik on the hand, and they're like, oh, this like, people are always talking about how like this is gross. It's not that gross if you think about it in like general terms, but this is a Disney show, and someone's getting their fucking finger chopped off, and they're getting like was that extremist blood?
Probably.
That they put in that guy and he started burning.
Because they were talking about Super Skrulls.
Yeah.
In this, so.
And then like you know fucking Gravik like pulled his hand like John Wick style out of the knife.
Yeah.
And it healed up. Again, showing that he's already taken the serums and stuff to become a Super Skrull.
Yeah. Alrighty, man. Well, I'm very excited to see the rest of the series, and I know Haider is too. I mean, he's loving the show so far, but. We're going to get into some movie news. All right. We finally covered all the stuff that we talked about last week, which was supposed to be episode 20, but it didn't save. So now we're doing episode 20 again and just adding that stuff in. Anyway, we're going to be getting into the movie news section. We do this every week, just covering a little bit of movie news. And here are some of the first couple topics that we got. First off, the biggest movie of, July, at least in my opinion, is Barbie. Some people would say Oppenheimer, but I think Barbie has that kind of like social media thing going on where everybody's going to be talking about it, and it might be a really good movie. Well, the first reviews came out, and a lot of people are praising the fuck out of this movie. I'm just going to read a couple of reviews here. I have seen Barbie. The craftsmanship is incredible. In particular, the costume design and the production design includes next level work that heavily contributes to creating the feeling that these are truly Barbies, their dream houses, and their worlds come to life. I mean, you can see that in the trailer. The set design looks fucking crazy, and it feels like everything is just made. Nothing looks CGI, in my opinion. Another one, Barbie is perfection. Greta Gerwig delivers a nuanced commentary on what it means to be a woman in a whimsical, wonderful, and laugh-out-loud funny romp. The entire cast shines, especially Margot Robbie and Ryan Gosling in roles they were clearly born to play. Now, Ryan Gosling is getting a lot of praise as well. Some people are saying he might even get an Oscar nomination. We'll wait and see for that. So obviously all of these reviews are pretty positive. What are your expectations for the movie now?
I mean, they were always high. I just think the reviews are cool and all, but what really pushed it for me is the marketing on this.
Oh, yeah.
You're not investing that much money into marketing if you don't think you have, like, something that's going to get it all back.
Mm-hmm.
And that's crazy. Sorry, I just heard your neighbor say something crazy. I don't think you're putting that much marketing. Like, the fucking Barbie dream house I opened up in L.A.,
mm-hmm.
the amount of, like, they even, like, have them going to watch the movie premieres and stuff. Like, every press shoot I've seen, all the actors are in style for Barbie. Margot Robbie's out here pulling out fucking...
I'm about to make a shirt.
Yeah, like 80s, like Barbie, like unlike seen 80s Barbie outfits.
I'm going to make a shirt of Margot Robbie's face, but like Drake's Her Loss cover. I'm going to make it like that and make it airbrushed, and it's just going to say Barbie. Oh, my God. Oh, I'm going to wear it to the premiere and everything. So the positive reviews, I mean... I didn't expect anything less than good reviews, but apparently these are really, really good reviews and great reviews. Originally, I didn't know what I was going to see first, Barbie or Oppenheimer. I'm for sure going to see Barbie now.
I still think I'm going to watch Oppenheimer first.
I think I'm going to watch Barbie Thursday, Oppenheimer Friday.
I only really get like one day off.
Yeah.
So
you have to do a double feature.
I have to do a double feature, but I just, I think a 3-hour, like, dark-themed movie, best way to get myself out of that is Barbie.
Yeah. And then Barbie it's a weird, like, movie for me to be excited about because I never thought I would be excited for a Barbie movie. But then you start talking about Greta Gerwig, who did fucking Lady Bird, and then she did, what is it?
Little Women?
Yeah, Little Women. There you go. She did Little Women. And this is going to be her third movie. And then she casts Margot Robbie as Barbie. And then she casts Ryan Gosling as Ken. And then Simu Liu as Ken. And then Michael Cera as Ken. And then Kingsley Benadir, whatever the fuck his name is, from Gravik. There you go. Gravik's in the fucking movie as Ken. Will Ferrell's in there.
Michael Cera?
Yeah, I said Michael Cera.
Okay, sorry, I didn't hear that.
Michael Cera. Just a bunch of fucking people, man. And it's just like... We were talking, too, about how ensemble casts kind of feel like, dude, my fucking
John Cena's in this movie.
Oh, yeah, John Cena's in this movie, too, huh?
He's a merman.
Mm-hmm. So I feel like, if anything, these positive reviews just made me even way more excited for the movie. Like, I have to see the movie now. We still got to wait a couple more weeks, but, There you go. All right. You have anything to say else about Barbie?
Nope. Just excited to watch it.
All right. Let's get into some Marvel news now. We have a couple pieces of Marvel news today. Elektra was a Daredevil kind of like romantic partner, slash
She's like an
superhero, and she made her first appearance in 2005's Elektra, which was a spinoff of Ben Affleck's Daredevil. Well, it turns out that Elektra, played by Jennifer Garner, is going to be returning in Deadpool 3, and it's a weird concept because I never thought that Jennifer Garner would come back to play this because apparently the movie wasn't that good. But yeah, she's coming back. We know that this is a really, really, really big multiverse movie, Deadpool 3 at least. What do you think about this piece of news coming out with Elektra coming back, Jennifer Garner reprising her role?
It's I figured they were gonna like do some nod to like the Fox franchise and stuff. What I'm hoping for, because I don't know, there's also like a lot more leaks than that, and according to Noah, it's all from like one of the scenes. I'm hoping it's like it was a Deadpool 2 where he opens the door and it's the First Class X-Men, and then he closes it. I'm hoping it's something like that where they're not like a major part of the movie.
I also feel like Jennifer Garner only said this because it would be fun to do, and that it probably isn't a big role. So let's just hope. You probably know Jennifer Garner. She also starred in The Adam Project, which was directed by Sean Levy, who is directing Deadpool 3, and she starred alongside Ryan Reynolds. So they have a little bit of a connection there. That's probably also a big reason why she agreed to do this. That leaves the question, though. I feel like Ben Affleck would want to come back too, because we saw some reports
that he was interested, right?
That there was a rumor that they're looking at trying to get Ben Affleck back for. It was never fully confirmed, but that rings true now that Jennifer Garner is officially returning. And you know damn well if Jennifer Garner agreed to come back as Elektra, she talked to Ben Affleck because they're ex-husband and wife. So damn well they talked about it. I don't know. I would like to see that again. Just even if they just get killed off in like a funny way, like the X-Force in Deadpool 2.
Yeah, like legit. I don't want them there for a big portion of the movie.
Yeah.
I legit just want this to be in like. I want it to be a Deadpool movie, but like Wolverine's apparently a big part of it. So.
And also the fact that they, like I said, they did this in Deadpool 2 where they killed off the smaller characters really quick. It was just a joke, and then it focused fully on Deadpool. I feel like that's another thing. Did you hear a little bit about the rumors of Deadpool 3?
Oh,
about how
I've seen and heard a bunch of shit. So I just need to like, what rumors are you talking about?
I'm talking about the rumor that the 838 Illuminati is back for revenge, and that's why the TVA goes to get Deadpool, because he has time travel tech or whatever the fuck. And
he has Cable's
wristwatch, and he is like taken in by the TVA because he's been jumping timeline to timeline, so he's in trouble. But they're like, hey, we could actually use you because these guys want to kill us, and they want to cause another incursion, so you have to go kill them. And in that universe, 838, which we saw in Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, you saw Professor X, who was very comic accurate and like in the yellow wheelchair and stuff like that. Or not comic accurate, but what do you call it? Yeah, comic accurate.
yeah.
And that would make a lot of sense because apparently in that universe, 838, it's a more 90s animated kind of X-Men. And that brings us into our third story. Excuse me. We got our first look at Deadpool and Wolverine, the costumes that got leaked from the set because they're filming outside, and that they're not filming on a green screen this time. For these scenes at least. So we got our first good look at Wolverine. He's donning the yellow suit, and he looks kind of basically straight out of the Astonishing X-Men and the 90s animated series. But that kind of just goes back to what I was saying about the 838 universe. Sorry, the 838 universe wanting to come back for revenge. Maybe this guy is from the 838 universe. What do you think about Hugh Jackman? What do you think about his costume?
I like his costume a lot. It does look kind of comic accurate. The only thing is like the sleeves and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know if you already seen it on Twitter. They're already like they're already doing the whole redesign. Oh no, they need to do this and this.
Yeah.
Thing with his suit. Yeah. It's a nice ass suit.
It's a really good suit.
I'm sorry, the MCU has been fucking hitting on a lot of their costumes recently.
Yeah.
Like Miss Marvel's costume, Deadpool's new costume, which was also leaked.
Yeah, Deadpool's new costume looks really good. Also.
I don't know how they went from that costume to a slightly better costume.
Because Deadpool's first costume was fucking great. It was like damn near perfect, and then they made it even better.
If you like, even it went even to small details. His belt buckle is comic accurate now.
Mm-hmm. And they made his eyes a little bit smaller.
Yeah.
And it looks so good, man.
Yeah. The red's like a different fucking red too.
Yeah.
Also, I like the 838 thing because it also nods to one of my favorite comics.
Which one?
Which is Deadpool Kills the Marvel Universe.
Mm-hmm. And there's been rumors that Deadpool 3 is going to be Deadpool Kills the Fox Universe because it's going to be like a swan song, and that also rings true to the rumors of Ben Affleck returning as Daredevil, Jennifer Garner coming back officially. There was some stuff about Channing Tatum finally filming his Gambit cameo. That's going to be fun.
And then from the set clips, if you actually look at it, it looks like Wolverine and Deadpool are fighting.
Yeah, no, I knew for a fact that they were going to fight.
Yeah,
at least once, but I feel like they're going to team up.
It could legit be a whole thing of just Deadpool wiping that universe off the map.
Yeah.
And then that gets people to stop saying, oh, Deadpool's going to come to the MCU and fucking kill everybody.
I also feel like this wasn't like a pivotal scene. You know, it's a big scene because this might be like our first time meeting Wolverine or anything, but I feel like they wouldn't do that climactic like end scene of them fighting if that's what they're gonna do. I feel like they're gonna team up.
It would be like how Cable and him fought in the prison.
Yeah.
Another thing is, it could, for all we know, that whole scene could just be a montage, sort of how like I think it was Deadpool 2 where he became a bounty hunter. Mm-hmm. And he was just wiping off the fucking.
I love that scene to Dolly Parton.
Yeah.
Yep.
It could, for all we know, just be that him just going through the fucking Fox universe and just going wiping, clean the timeline.
Yeah. So, Wolverine is our first look, and there were more pictures that leaked also. You guys can look those up, but there's a bunch of stuff that leaked from this one scene. His costume, it looks really good. It fits the fact that, because a lot of people were complaining that it doesn't have the cut off sleeves, and he's not showing his arms, and then like the texture of it looks too like armored and like super MCU suit. Bro, look at Deadpool standing right next to him. Like, we're saying that his new suit looks perfect, but then it's like the same exact texture as Wolverine's new suit, just a different color, and it looks comic accurate. I don't know what the fuck we're complaining about.
The biggest complaint is that Hugh Jackman is like 6'3", which again,
that's also stupid.
It's also stupid. You know, he doesn't have to be 5'3". That's not really that like big of a.
I'm not taking a 5'3". I'm not taking a 5'3" dude with claws, like seriously at all.
Yeah, that's kind of the point. He's a joke in like some of the comics.
No offense to anybody 5'3". I'm just saying for Wolverine.
Yeah. But like, here's the thing that I don't know that if it's not registering in people's heads, they can rip those off if it's really like that big.
Yeah.
It could be. He could just fucking say one scene, oh shit, like let me just.
Yeah.
Also, you gotta also remember, like, he may not be as buff as he was, and that might be a way for.
Oh no, he's buff, bro. He's still, bro.
He's huge.
Buff.
That could be like a fucking easier way for him to like not have to do a whole like him being super veiny and shit.
Yeah. Also, one thing I really did want to see, and I feel like we're gonna see it because you can't just like not do it. Is the cowl and his mask.
Oh,
I want to see that too. I feel like they're gonna do it.
I think everything's gonna be practical. All the suits.
Oh yeah, dude! Look at these suits; they're fucking perfect. Yeah. I just know for a fact that Marvel is gonna put a lot of CGI on it, and that's gonna kind of piss me off. But like for the standing shots and stuff, like, they're gonna look good.
So, the rumored people that come back were James Marsden, right?
A bunch of the Fox people, Halle Berry,
as
Storm,
yeah. I kind of want to see like an actual representation of what they're like. They all were all like. I want to see Southern Rogue. If she's back, you know, like I want to see a fucking Southern version of Rogue.
Yeah. I feel like they're gonna do most of the Fox people except give them new costumes that kind of match the 90s animated series because, you know, Professor X again, I think we're going to see I think we're going to see Ian McKellen as Magneto in his like, you know.
Yeah, and that was another rumor was that he's cuz in a lot of the comics variations, he's Wanda's dad.
Yeah.
And in that universe, you know how she's like at home and stuff? He's her dad in that universe.
Yeah. And there's just a lot of rumors for this movie. But Elizabeth Olsen for the last week has been rumored to be joining that too. So they're, you know, obviously going to do some mutant shit. I like it, man. I'm really excited. And I'm so fucking excited the fact that this movie got moved up too. Yeah. And yeah, man.
Everyone's like, oh my God, that means they're going to rush it. No, that means they're
confident in this movie.
In what they have. And honestly, I'm pretty sure Ryan Reynolds is gonna fucking fight that if he's not confident.
Yeah. Also, we were talking a little bit about the fact that this movie was like damn near completed, and people were saying like, "Oh man, this is gonna suck." They didn't allow, and the writer's strike. They were saying that they're not gonna allow Ryan Reynolds to ad lib. Like that's the biggest part of the Deadpool movies. He's in a mask the entire movie. He can do ADR so easily, and you don't think they planned for that too? Like, hey, let me shoot you real quick, just so that like with your arms up, so that if we have a line for that later, we can put it in. It's fine. It's gonna be fine.
I was one of those people until they moved it up. Then I was like, okay, they're fucking confident in what they have.
Yeah, bro. Trust in Ryan Reynolds, because if Ryan Reynolds, is behind this project, which you
gotta imagine this motherfucker's saying he's pulling every string.
Yeah, and he's been talking to Kevin Feige since 2019. They've been having meetings about what to do for Deadpool 3. This movie has been in production for a really long time. So I feel like there's not much to worry about when it comes to this movie.
If you're pulling Hugh Jackman out of retirement.
He got a
few years after he retired.
Yeah, he got Hugh fucking Jackman to come back one more time after he said he was done.
He said he was done. And it's not like a week or two after he retired, he's coming back for another movie. No. This motherfucker was done.
He was happily in retirement, and he somehow got Hugh Jackman to come back, eating 8,000 calories a fucking day to bulk up.
When did Logan come out?
2018, 2019, yep. 2018, one of those. 2017.
Yes.
2017.
You had enough time for him to actually be quoted in Deadpool 2.
Yeah.
This motherfucker went and died.
Yeah. This guy fucking dies, bro. So, okay, quick thing, because Wolverine is coming back. They also said that they're not touching Logan, right? That movie. Like, that's a completely different thing. They're just bringing the actor back, Hugh Jackman, to play Wolverine again in a separate timeline. Yeah. What do you think of the chances bringing back Diane Keane from Logan X-23?
Oh, Laura?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would hope so.
Yeah.
In like some sort of like sense.
Or just mention anything.
Well, I mean, because again, it could also just be like, oh yeah, this is his daughter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. All right, man. I'm really fucking excited for this movie, and again, we're gonna be talking a lot about this movie because shit's getting leaked left and right.
Mm-hmm. Which I personally don't like that much, but
yeah. But then again, I mean, they're shooting outside, so like it's damn near impossible.
The movie set shots, I'm fine with. It's the whole. This is going to be a part of the storyline because you're going to get the whole multiverse of madness thing again. But if it's not in there, people are going to be like, oh, they lied to us. Mm-hmm. Nobody's fucking saying shit. Yeah. Nobody on the actual set is saying anything.
Yeah. All right, man. Our next story, Insidious, The Red Door, the directorial debut of Patrick Wilson and the 5th movie in the Insidious franchise. Did you get a chance to watch it? Because I totally forgot about this movie.
No, I never watched any of them. But I'm going to probably watch it.
This movie made double its budget, which is fucking fantastic. The movie cost about $16 million to make, and it finished the weekend with $32 million, domestically, and then worldwide made $64 million. It's a smaller movie. I mean, it's a big franchise, but it's one of the smaller movies on the radar. They made it for $16 million. It's Patrick Wilson's directorial debut, and he also acts in it. I feel like that's a success. And this was kind of billed as like the last Insidious movie with this family, at least. The Insidious movies are probably going to be a franchise now because, you make a movie for $16 million, you make 64 its first weekend. Yeah. That's insane. That's really impressive, and I'm actually really happy for him. What do you think about that?
I was legit saying this to like all the people I closed with on on Friday night, Saturday night, and Sunday night. That was our number one movie in attendance every night. Yeah. It outdid like Tommy Wiseau and shit too.
Mm-hmm. Damn, man.
Yeah, I was like confused because it was doing like, so it pulled in like 600 the first night total, like in all the theaters, which doesn't sound like a lot, but that's a decent amount of people for a horror movie.
Yeah.
It's I'm not surprised it made its money back at least, and then the budget. That's the part that's crazy where it's like domestically it doubled its budget.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Speaking of Tommy Wiseau, Hauder got the chance to meet Tommy Wiseau. He was at our theater, and he
doing special showings of The Room and then his new movie Big Shark.
Yeah.
For all the people that watch,
you want to tell the story?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna tell the story.
All right.
For all the people who watch Big Shark, Cowboys Don't Cry. That's all I have to say. You won't get that until you watch Big Shark. You ever watch The Room?
No. Not yet.
You should
I was
watch
I
it.
was going to, you know.
My bad. It was $20 a ticket.
Hyder didn't tell me that the dates that Hyder
forgot.
Tommy Wiseau was
Sorry,
there.
guys. All right. Anyways, I have beef with the celebrity.
Tell the story.
So,
I want to know too.
everyone got given a task to do, and my task was to help Raul, his manager.
I can't believe Tommy Wiseau has a manager, bro.
Yeah, his name is Raul. He's actually one of the actors in the shit too.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah. So I helped him set up the merch table, and then I helped set up the photo shoot, and then Tyler was like Tommy's person to go to.
Tyler's another manager at our theater. Shout out Tyler.
He was one of the people so he was introducing Tommy to the crowd and stuff because Tyler's more like gonna speak in public than I am. So my entire job was controlling his merch line. That I'm fine with that. Like giving people information like, hey, the movie starts at this time. We're gonna delay it until he's done with the whole line. Go ahead and buy some merch and then he'll get you in line. He would talk to every single person for 3 minutes. Which, granted, that's cool. You're kind of famous. And like he's talking to these people like 2 minutes at a time, and then he stops, walks over to me and goes, hurry the fuck up. Not like that, but like, hurry up. You're going slow, man. We need to speed this up. And I'm like,
wow,
bro, I'm letting in like 5 people at a time. Like I'm like, hey, go, okay, go. And like the line's constant. I'm moving it. The people in line are complimenting me because they're like, oh, you're doing this fast. Like you're getting us through this line fast. They legit walk up to Tyler and were like giving me compliments because I was like kicking people out of line that were cutting and shit too. Like 3 or 4 times he goes, this person's going really slow. How many times do I have to tell you you're going slow? And then he walks up to Cy Beth, who's at the merch table, and goes, that guy sucks. And then like Jocelyn, who's taking photos for them, she was like grabbing people's phone and taking photos.
Oh shit.
She like walks up, are you okay? I'm like, bro, I don't know why this guy doesn't like me.
Oh my god.
All right, all that shit. So day 2, it's a slower day. And he starts the day off with telling Tyler that that guy yesterday did pretty well.
Wait, what?
Yeah, let me further this on. He walks up to me and he goes, "Hey, after it ends, I have like some gifts for you guys, for me and Tyler, because we helped him out with everything."
Thanks for telling me that he was there, by the way.
Yeah, go fuck yourself.
Appreciate it.
So he does.
Guys, I was gonna fucking interview Tommy Wiseau for this channel.
I promise you, he would not have interviewed
I
you.
don't care. I was gonna talk to him.
Okay.
Yeah, and especially with the fact that you're telling me that you let everybody in for 5 minutes and you were taking too long and he was talking to people too long, I definitely could have had an interview with him. Anyway, continue. Day 2.
So day 2 starts. Keep dropping my pencil. Day 2 starts and he's telling Tyler all this stuff, and then I start setting up the queue for the line again, and no one's there. Like he's not here yet.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's in the building, but he's somewhere doing fucking coke in the bathroom for all I know.
I heard,
Yeah,
man.
he would just go to the bathroom for like 30, 40 minutes at a time, and I swear to God, the dude would come out like he just bathed in the blood of like 14 virgins or something. Bro, he looked so old, and then he came out and he looked 20 years younger.
Maybe he has IBS.
No, he was not shitting because he was texting his manager because they're like,
you don't text on the toilet?
No, not if I'm shitting. Not in public.
Maybe he does, bro.
Keep guard, man.
Look, let's not try to ruin the reputation of Tommy Wiseau. Tommy Wiseau, man, I'm here for you.
Right.
I got you. But yeah, he just would disappear.
It would
every 30 minutes.
And like, so we were supposed to start the merch at 7 p.m. It's 7:15 and he's not here yet. So I'm like, okay, everybody in line, go buy some merch. When Tommy shows up, I'll just have you guys go straight to him.
Mm-hmm.
And so the people that had bought merch already, I put them in a separate line so they didn't have to go wait in line again. Okay. And so they would buy merch and they'd get back in the picture line. He saw that. Like 1-2 people go by and then he goes, don't ever split the line up again. And I was like, you're 30 minutes late to your own like merch signing, bro. Like, how is this my fault?
Wow.
I made this like more like I made this easier for you so you didn't have to deal with 2 different fucking lines. That this line was going straight to you.
Tommy, if you have a different recounting of this story.
No. Because there's more to this fucking story.
Oh, okay.
So Jaime walks up because like these little kids are like messing.
Jaime's another manager.
Yeah. Jaime walks up and these little kids are messing around and I like kicked them out because they like tackled somebody into one of the signs, and they ran around the building and punched the sign. And Tommy saw that and he goes, little kids, man, they don't got no control. And then he's like, Jaime's like, yeah, and the worst part is like, I can't hit them or anything. And Tommy's like, yeah. He's like, if I could, I would.
Dude.
And then he turns to me, has a casual conversation with Jaime, turns to me and goes, Speed the lineup.
Do you never mind. I don't even want to go there.
You gotta be racist. You gotta be racist. He gotta look at me and be like, "That's a muzzy."
Yo, Tommy, if you want to come on to the Playback Podcast,
you want to come here and defend
hold
yourself.
up, bro. Damn, let me. Tommy, if you want to come back to the Playback Podcast, hold on. Take two. Tommy, if you want to come on the Playback Podcast and argue with Hauder a little bit, let me know. We can set that up. You guys can have a little debate here while I just watch. While I watch fucking Hauder get absolutely fucking ran through.
It's not gonna be a debate.
By
There's gonna be
Tommy
camera
Wiseau.
set up, and I'm gonna box that motherfucker. No, he's ripped.
Is he?
Yeah, apparently.
Damn, bro.
Because like in the
It's
room,
all the coke.
in the room, he's like actually ripped, and then apparently Tyler said that in Big Shark when he takes his sleeves off, like he has like a cut off.
Jesus, man.
Oh
man.
Anyways, at the end of the night, I'm taking pictures for the staff that like wanted to take a picture with him, and I didn't get a gift.
Mm-hmm.
Tyler got a backpack. He got a Tommy Wiseau backpack.
I feel like that's karma.
Beth, Jocelyn, and Andrew got free shirts.
Signed too?
No, I don't know if they got it signed or not, but they got free shirts. End of the night, he like legit grabs me and goes, "Take a photo." And like, did you see the photos I showed you? The reason I look so uncomfortable because he's just going, "So great."
Wait, what?
You did so great.
Hold on, say it louder.
You did so great. You're just like, you did a good job, man. All right, you have a good night.
Oh my God.
And I was like,
what a weird interaction with
So,
fucking Tommy Wiseau. I mean, I've heard stories about Tommy Wiseau. That's cool that you got groped by Tommy Wiseau and whispered in your ear. Damn.
that's not even the worst thing he's done that night.
Oh, here we go.
He had a Q&A in between showings.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the guys asked him a question because I don't know if you heard, but like it was like a rumor that Bob Odenkirk was gonna do
the remake. Yeah.
remake of The Room. So one of the guys in the Q&A line asked him who was gonna play Johnny, because it's the main character. That's Tommy Wiseau in The Room. And he goes, "I don't know what you're talking about. I'm not answering that question." And then the entire last time he would stop and go, "That guy's stupid. Stupid question. Don't be dumb like that guy."
What the fuck?
And the guy's just like, "My bad, Tommy."
Maybe I didn't want to interview you.
No, he would do that, and he would just go on like tangents about like how Hollywood sucks.
Yeah.
And how like they keep making like movies that they don't have to recreate. Essentially, don't touch the classics.
Well, hey man, Tommy. Again, invitation. Come to the stew. Come to the studio, and then we can set up a boxing match between you and Hauder.
Or
So
invite us to yours.
do you have anything else you want to say
No,
about Tommy Wiseau?
Hopefully, he comes back next year.
Yeah, hopefully, right? Are you gonna watch Big Shark?
I wanted to really bad, but I worked both nights.
Oh, okay. All right, man. Let's get back to the movie news section. A little tangent. Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning is the sixth, seventh, eighth Mission Impossible movie with Tom Cruise coming out. Yeah, Fallout. Yeah.
I feel like this one's a 7.
Is it? Let's double check.
It's because it's part 1. I think part 2 is 8.
How do I even check this? Hold on.
Mission Impossible franchise.
What was Mission Impossible 6? Mission Impossible 6 was Fallout. There was no other one, right? Okay, yeah, it is 7. Okay. You are correct. Mission Impossible is the 7th film in the franchise. And it recently got its... what am I trying to say here? Hold on. How do I want to set this up? Let's think about it.
The first scores, the first Rotten Tomato scores and reviews came out, and Mission Impossible 7 is sitting at 99%.
98% now.
Sorry, 98? Okay.
But it is the highest Rotten Tomato score of Tom Cruise's career. We're reviewing this week, next episode. So if you guys don't want to miss anything, go ahead and hit the subscribe button down below. But yes, Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning Part 1, 2 hours and 43 minutes, and basically everybody liked it. Is this a good sign for you? I mean, Rotten Tomatoes is a little iffy, and you kind of pick and choose, but it's a really high score. So
a 99 or 98. That's like a good sign.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if it's sitting solid at that. Like, how many reviews is that right now?
Let me double check. Keep going though.
All right, so yeah, if it's like a good amount of reviews, like I think the first time I saw it was 99% at 55 reviews, which is if you're getting 55 people to basically say it's almost a perfect movie, that's good. But the crazy part is this is his highest rated movie with like a portfolio of movies like fucking Jerry Maguire and like Top Gun and Top Gun Maverick. I think the Top Gun Maverick.
Those are the only ones that you had.
I obviously had some more movies than that, but those are the three that I remembered off the top of my head.
What were you saying? What was your question?
That's crazy. That like none of this like that. This is gonna be the highest scored movie.
Yeah, and the fact that he's coming off of Top Gun Maverick, huge success. Super like good movie in my opinion. It was one of my favorite movies of 2022. And the fact that he's following it up with Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning, 98% on Rotten Tomatoes with 190 reviews now, and it's held it really, really, really well. I'm very excited for this movie. My baby Pom Klementieff is in there as the main villain. Haley Atwell is also in there. So
Peggy?
some Peggy, yeah. You got us some Peggy action.
That's crazy.
So yeah, man. I'm really excited to see this movie. We're gonna be watching it. I think I'm gonna watch it Thursday, most likely.
What other Tom Cruise movies are there? I can't think right now.
Valkyrie. He was in Tropic Thunder for a little bit. I was gonna
ask when Tropic Thunder 2 is coming out.
I don't know, but he recently started talking about like, I want to do a Tropic Thunder spinoff, a Les Grossman. Yeah. So I'm very excited for the movie. 98%. That's a really good sign. Even though I know that not Tropic Thunder, Rotten Tomatoes is kind of iffy. It's kind of wishy-washy, and like I don't necessarily believe every single movie that they rate on there, because some critics they just don't like to have fun, and they'll take a super fun movie very serious or vice versa. Go ahead.
The fuck were they thinking when they rated Secret Invasion?
What? Let me check the rating.
Because they were like, "Oh, this show's too serious. It's like not. It's like trying too hard." I'm like, "What were you guys watching?" Because I watched something completely different.
And they only so it's sitting at a 61%.
No way in hell.
Yeah, I believe She-Hulk had a higher one too. Let me double check that.
See, like this is the shit. No way, She-Hulk had a higher one, but like.
Yeah, 80% for She-Hulk.
Need I say more?
That's crazy.
It's all because Tatiana.
Oh yeah, no, I agree with that. I can back that. But yeah, man, Mission Impossible. Very excited for that one. Okay. Damn, we are 53 minutes in and we're just getting to the movie review. We're not going to spend too much time. It's a comedy movie, but I really enjoyed this movie. Today, for the movie of the week, we're going to be reviewing Joyride. Now, Joyride is the Asian comedy, if you're really, it's a really good movie, I think, in my opinion.
I agree.
And it's a really good comedy. We had No Hard Feelings come out earlier. I think Joyride is a little bit better than that. But yeah, man, Joyride. So follows 4 Chinese American friends as they bond and discover the truth of what it means to know and love who you are while they travel through China in search of one of their birth mothers. So yes, if you've seen the trailers, you know that this is a really raunchy comedy. It's rated R, obviously, and it's just like super out there. And the trailers, they do a lot in the trailers, but the movie is even crazier, I think. Mm-hmm. And for me, I really had a lot of fun with this, especially because I watched it with like 6 other people.
I was gonna ask you about that. That's why I wanted to talk to you before you left the movie.
Oh, really? What?
Because I want to see how it was, like, especially being with older people.
With older people, it was fucking funny, and they were all Asian because my dad has Asian friends. So, yeah, it was, everybody laughed at most of the stuff. But I love the fact that this movie doesn't even, like, make a lot of Asian jokes. Like, like, it's not just jokes about them being women or them being Asian. Like, it's actually funny. And, comedy is subjective. Not everybody's going to think that this movie's funny, but it's just smart humor. Like, the writing in this is snappy and, like,
love that you said that.
Dude,
They
throw jokes, like, everywhere, but, like, sometimes a joke isn't even, it's not even, like, taken as a joke. It's just them talking, and sometimes it lands, as a joke.
This isn't in the trailer, so it's not a spoiler. New to this city, not new to this country. Wasn't like said as a joke.
Yeah.
But that shit was so funny, especially if you grew up with like the parents that like we grew up with.
Yeah. And I kind of want to get into a spoiler real quick, but I'm not going to. We'll wait. Yeah. But the movie itself is really, really fucking funny. Let me get the names. What did you think about the? What did you think about the movie?
Everything he said, I agree with. Like legit, every single point he just said, I agree with. Especially the smart humor, because it mixes raunchy ass comedy into this. It mixes some crude humor as well, but the fucking complexity of the jokes that were made was crazy. Also, 2 really big cameos that were just like randomly thrown in. They didn't put it in the trailer. That shit was so cool, especially the one in China.
Yeah.
But
that was weird. Bro.
That was weird as fuck, and I'm like, I love this shit.
Yeah.
Comedy. The last 2 movies that I've seen that are comedies, we're in a good place. I didn't think I'd see movies like this anymore.
Yeah.
I'll give you guys an example of how crude this movie is. Legit had a dude walk out of the movie and go, "I'm a Christian. I cannot watch stuff like this."
Yeah.
And I was like, it's a negative thing. Like if that's your beliefs, I respect it very much, but that's a good ass sign for a comedy.
Yeah.
Like you went to a rated R comedy and you walked out because it was too bad for you.
Yeah.
He said, and I quote, "I don't want to go to hell for watching this movie."
Yeah. But like, did he look like he enjoyed it?
No.
Oh.
He was like, to me that's a good thing because he was very old in age. Honestly,
there were two older white older couple in front of us, and I didn't see them laugh a lot.
Yeah.
And I feel like they were getting a little uncomfortable. But like everybody else in the theater, there were about 9 other people. It really just felt like once the movie started and they made that first joke, everybody just kind of like just relaxed and just like not gave a fuck about the jokes.
Yes.
You know?
It's like race play is very, very bad to joke about nowadays. So them immediately making us like a racist joke and just going, that's it, boom, racist joke out of the way.
Yeah, and then we're just gonna move on.
Yes, and it's in the trailer. That, by the way, that trailer, I love that shit. That's the first like 2 minutes of the movie.
Yeah,
the whole trailer is like the first fucking 2 minutes of the movie.
Yeah.
Obviously there's clips of them like later on in the movie, but like most of that trailer, first 2 minutes. The shock value in this movie. No, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll get to it
especially
in spoilers.
Especially like the person they chose to do that.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Not even that, bro. Fucking Stephanie Shu.
That's what I'm talking
with
about.
With her.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Oh man.
Them choosing her to do that. I love that shit because she's like the out of the 4 girls, the most popular one.
Yeah.
By far, especially after like last year.
I love how they didn't.
Nobody took themselves seriously.
Yeah, I know. And it was just like, it was fucking perfect. But there is a serious aspect to this movie. Yes,
there is.
And like, I was like,
the underlying thing.
Yeah, the underlying theme of the movie, because they're searching for their birth mom, right? And here, let me get this out real quick, and then we'll talk about spoilers. So Adele Lim is the director. She hasn't really directed a lot. This was the first kind of big movie that she's made. Let me see what else she's done. She was a screenwriter on Crazy Rich Asians. She was a screenwriter on Raya and the Last Dragon, and then her directorial debut is Joyride. This is the first film by a major Hollywood studio to feature a majority cast of Asian descent in a modern setting. That was Crazy Rich Asians. So she has like that kind of experience with dealing with like these Asian stereotypes and stuff. Very well directed. I think that the movie is fast paced and it tells the story that it needs to tell. And it's a road trip movie. It's like a buddy road trip movie. And they spend a lot of times with their characters and like actually build their characters up. Like Deadeye, she gets some character in there.
I was gonna say that is my favorite character in the entire movie.
The socially awkward like gamer girl kind of thing. She gets character development. Everybody gets shared equal character development in this. The screenplay, all right, here we go. The screenplay is written by Cherry Shevaprava Dumrong. She's actually a writer on Family Guy, and she's been a writer and executive producer for like the last 10 seasons of Family Guy. So yeah, that's why it's so fucking funny. And Teresa Shao, apparently, she also worked on Family Guy as well, on American Dad. Produced by Seth Rogen, Evan Goldberg. So like these people are fucking like, they know comedies, right? And I just love the fact that we're getting comedies like this again. The lead is Ashley Park. I've never seen her in anything else. And then Sherry Cola is the second lead. If you don't know who Sherry Cola is, if you play NBA 2K, you know for a fact that Sherry Cola is one of the worst characters that NBA 2K has ever made. She was the best friend She played the Asian best friend that lived with what's his name? Fucking your My Player's name, huh?
AI.
No. What was her name? Fuck.
No, not her name. That was the My Player.
The My Player's name was like Freak or something.
Oh, Freak.
Yeah.
Frequency
vibrations. Yeah. And like she played, I don't know, bro.
She would just like rap randomly.
Yeah. Anyway, I saw that she was gonna be in this movie, and I was like, damn, bro. But then in this movie, she like is a very good actress, like a super good actress, and she has comedy chops, and she's just like a very charming actress.
Yeah.
And the fact that you have someone like Stephanie Hsu in this movie, and she's not like my favorite part of the movie, just speaks to how good the two leads did, Ashley Park and Sherry Cola. Really good movie, man. I really enjoyed it. Anything else you want to say before we get into like the spoiler?
No, I can't wait to talk about this movie.
Okay.
There's like some fucking crazy shit in this movie.
Okay, so yeah, we're gonna get into spoilers now. If you guys don't want to know the spoiler, hop off. Anyway, so the underlying thing is that our lead character Audrey, she is an adoptee with white parents, and she kind of grows up with her Asian best friend Lolo, and they're basically like friends because they're the only Asians in town. And it turns out that Audrey isn't actually Chinese the entire time. She's not Chinese. She's Korean. Now, I love the fact that they did that, but also I love the fact that they did that because a lot of Asian people get like, just, oh, they're Chinese.
Yeah.
Like that's the stereotype. Oh, they're just Chinese. Like whatever. And she's been Korean this entire time, and I never fucking saw that before. What'd you think about the plot of the movie?
All right. So throwing away all the comedy stuff, there's like 3 very serious themes in this movie, and they just like played it off so well. Like they just threw it. It was in the air the whole time. The colorism stuff. Like immediately they just start kind of dissing Deadeye and Lolo. Yeah. Where they're like, oh, she like has tan skin and her face is like thing. And then at the end, after they find out that she's a different race, I fucking knew she was Korean.
The Chinese family. Yeah.
So colorism in like Eastern cultures is like one of like the biggest like negative things. Yeah. Is like if you're too dark or if you're too like you don't look like what they want you to look like, it's a big thing, and like you catch a lot of flack from your families. I'm
not saying this, but a lot of people say that Chinese people are very racist and very like colorist.
Yes. Yeah. So it's I'm like, not saying it. It's a good theme to like throw in there because like it doesn't get enough awareness in Hollywood, as well as like the whole Deadeye and her family. About some people just don't have a good relationship with their family, and that's not a bad thing. It's not like a whole like they want to have a good relationship with their family. Deadeye doesn't want that. She doesn't like them, and so them to actually throw that in for once, it's not like a whole like at the end of the movie she has a good relationship with her family. Yeah, because she says it, and she says it. I don't want a good relationship with them. I don't like them. And I agree. They all respect her fucking choice with that, and they become her friend and stuff.
That's also the thing about the like found family kind of trope, because especially with Audrey, she is adopted. Yeah. Right. And she doesn't really know her parents, and she is like focusing so much on her work and her family and stuff like that she kind of forgets about Lolo, and in the end they become hella close. Yeah. It just speaks to a little bit of that kind of idea. What else do you want to talk about?
And then they mix in the whole like her mom having to give her up for adoption, but not because she wanted to be. She was forced into it because it's like looked at as they would have made fun of her for not having a baby daddy and stuff. Yeah. Him not being in the picture, and her like not being married and being really young, so they forced her to give away her daughter.
I'm not lying to you. There was like a good 10 minute scene at the end when she finally goes and like searches for her mom, that I was like holding back tears for real.
No, the whole video?
Yeah, the video, I was like, fuck, dude.
Whoever that actress is.
Oh yeah, she's fucking great. Ashley Park.
No, not Ashley Park. The mom.
Oh, the mom?
In the video?
Oh.
All right, and then we already spoke about it a little earlier. We'll get away from like the whole heavy themes and stuff, which is like that's like a hard thing to put into comedies. Yeah, is to mix this like serious theme into it and still make it a funny ass movie. 2 big ass cameos in this movie that were just they felt randomly thrown in, but one of them was foreshadowed from the beginning. And I didn't think we'd actually see him.
Yeah, they mentioned him.
All right, so Lolo has an ongoing like she like convinced Baron Davis that she's a therapist.
Baron Davis is a former NBA player
who's playing basketball in China.
Yeah.
What team was that supposed to be?
I don't know, man.
I swear they said Dragons.
Something, yeah.
Yeah. You get to China, they get like stranded after the whole train scene, which we'll actually talk about the train scene because I want to talk about that shit too. And then fucking Baron Davis and the basketball team, he's on pull up. And I was like, holy fuck, it's actually Baron Davis.
Yeah, listen, Baron Davis did some shit that I can't look at Baron Davis after the same way. Him fucking tonguing Sherry Cola was like, all right, you were a fucking great basketball player, and now I see you like making out with someone on my fucking movie screen. Yeah, it was a little weird. That whole scene whole
sex scene.
Yeah, all the sex scenes, bro. Stephanie Hsu, I did not know that I was so attracted to Stephanie Hsu, but damn. Yeah, and Ashley Park, who plays Audrey, has a fucking threesome with someone who doesn't speak,
she doesn't speak Chinese, by the way, guys.
That's
like the big thing is that she doesn't speak her own language.
Yeah, but it's not even her own. That's what they plant seeds and stuff that make you think it's going a certain way, and then they just go the other way.
Their big swing is that she's Korean.
Yeah, so she's Korean, and that she's been tracking down her mom the entire time.
Another thing was at the end we spoke about her searching out her mother. She goes to her mother's grave after like a long search and like a big argument and stuff, and she runs into her mom's husband.
Not her dad, but just her mom's husband.
Her mom's husband, the guy who married her mother. It's fucking Daniel Day Kim.
Yeah, that was a really good cameo. Yeah, because it makes more sense now that she's Korean, and then the fucking most popular Korean of all time, most likely, it comes out on screen.
Yeah, and he pops up. And he plays fucking dad so well.
Yeah, dude, I like this guy.
He's like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry I couldn't give you like a brother or sister.
I'm telling you, man, that whole scene, I was like holding back tears. I didn't want to look like a fucking bitch after laughing my ass off at everything they were saying. And then I was just, you know.
The whole thing, like, because they're not related at all. They've never met until that point. But her mom apparently always spoke about the daughter she never got to go find. The whole, like, can I hug you and shit? Like, being super respectful. And then her asking, can I come back, if that's okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, I should. Imagine how hard it is to fucking see your, like, wife's, who's died, by the way. That's the big thing, is that her mom died before that. She can, like, search her out.
Yeah.
Like seeing your mom's daughter, or seeing your wife's daughter.
And, like, so the movie kind of goes in a way that the whole gang kind of has a little fight, right? A big fight. And Audrey goes off. She hired the private investigator to find her mom. Finds out that the mom's actually has been dead for a couple years or whatever. And then she goes to the address. That's where she meets the husband. And it turns out the mom made a video before she died, talking to Audrey and just kind of giving her like this closure. And it was a fucking beautiful ass scene. Like Hauder said, man, the actress who played the mom, and then Ashley Park, who plays Audrey, is just fucking amazing in that scene. Daniel Day, this is one of those scenes that kind of feel like it's exposition because they give you a lot of information in a very small amount of time. They give you her entire backstory and the mom's backstory and Daniel Day Kim's backstory in like the span of 5 minutes. But like you just go with it. And then they reward you with all of that by giving you this fucking emotional ass scene with a mom that she never met, but is crying her fucking eyes out because of it. And it's a beautiful fucking scene. Again, I was holding back tears, bro.
All right, that was a good ass scene. I thought that's what pushed this movie to like the score I gave it. And
oh yeah, what is your score?
Yeah, it's easily like solid 8 out of 10. I think if I rewatched it, it'd go like 8.5.
Yeah, because I want to watch it and like catch some of the more smart humor like that I didn't catch maybe. Yeah. Like some of the small comments.
They buried their smart humor so well because it just seems like it's coming off as a conversation, but it's just like little shit that like unless you're like listening, like the whole it doesn't seem that big or it doesn't seem that smart, but the whole like we're not new here.
That's what she said, by the way.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem that big. I said it a little too late.
All right. I want to talk about the train scene though.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Because so throughout the whole movie, they show you that Aubrey is slightly like racist, her own kind. It's like her own kind being like Asian people.
Because she was raised. She's like whitewashed,
raised
basically.
by white people in a city with only white people until she meets Lolo. But Lolo's her only Asian friend, and even to like slightly like to Deadeye for a while, she's like, "Oh, I'm not friends with Deadeye." She's going through this like train, and she's like looking at people, and like they're all Asian until she gets to the one train cabinet with like a white
person,
and then she's like, "Oh, we're safe here."
Yeah, it's so crazy, bro. And like,
and legit the whole time they're like, "No, you're being racist."
Yeah, and she didn't think it was racist at all.
Yeah, which is like crazy because a lot of people are just like racist to their own kind and they don't realize it.
Yeah, man. So I think
there's parts in the trailer too. So
yeah. There's a bunch of because how a comedy usually goes is like they have character building moments, but like it's not necessarily a bunch of like these conversational pieces, like how we were talking about Secret Invasion, where they're just sitting down talking to each other. They don't have a lot of those sprinkled within comedy. They have like set pieces, right? You know how an action movie like John Wick has a bunch of action set pieces. The comedies, and this one in particular has about like 3 or 4 set pieces. There's the train. There is the sex stuff where everybody kind of goes their separate ways. There's the K-pop thing. And then you have like the character building moments like scattered in between. A very, very well put together movie, I think, in my opinion. And it's probably one of the better comedies that I've ever seen.
But the use of like, what's the word I'm looking for here? Like consequential things. Like because you did this is going to happen.
Yeah.
Cocaine.
That's just, again, it's smart.
Yeah. Like, it doesn't seem like a big detail, but legit the train scene directly leads to the sex stuff.
Yeah, because Stephanie Shu is like, oh, coke makes me horny. Like, just, I don't know what the actual thing is. Like,
they get kicked off the train.
Yeah.
So they're forced to calling to Baron Davis, and then just so happens that a girl that she used to hook up, or a guy she used to hook up with is on the fucking team.
I love Clarence, her boyfriend.
When he runs away,
dude,
oh my.
Make some space for God. I was like, oh, dude, no.
You think that he's judging her.
Yeah.
And the whole time he's just like, nah, bro, like I'm nutting on him back.
Oh, God, the pussy tattoo, bro.
Yeah, that's the scene I want to talk to. Shock value in this movie.
Yeah.
This movie is legit just female hangover.
Yeah. And like it felt like, what's that one? Girls Trip. But like with Asian girls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was fucking hilarious. But I did not expect to see a whole vagina.
I didn't expect to see a whole vagina. No. Especially a whole vagina with a devil tattooed.
And then she goes, it's on the inside. Goes like this.
Yeah.
And then you're on the inside.
Yeah, you're on the inside. It's the POV shot. You're in Stephanie Shu's fucking vagina, yeah.
But it's like, they have 4 actresses, and they chose the only one nominated for a fucking Oscar.
I love that, though.
Yeah, that's why I like that shit a lot.
Like, because you see Stephanie Shu starring in new movie Joyride. You would think, oh, shit, she's playing, like, the lead. No, she's not. She's, like, the 3rd main character in this movie.
I'd argue Deadeye is more of a main than her. She is.
Really?
Because Deadeye pushes the plot a lot. The whole K-pop shit was Deadeye. There's more scenes. Like, while they're all having sex, Deadeye's having a fucking dance-off.
That was funny. But, like, again, like, you would think that Stephanie Shu would be, like, the main lead. You know, and she's not. And, you know, the fact that she agreed to do something like this was fucking funny and hilarious. But, like, she also brings a lot of acting to this because she's acting, like, totally opposite of what we've seen her act before. And, again, like you said, the shock value in this. What's the last movie that actually utilized shock value well? Because, like, I wasn't expecting to see a fucking vagina with a tattoo on it. What was the shock value in that? You, like, see
her off-screen naked, and then she walks into the shot and she's just fucking naked.
Yeah, okay, yeah, but like I'm talking about like crazy, because like you said in Hangover, the shock value was fucking Chow coming out of the trunk,
ass naked.
Yeah, and seeing his whole ass dick attacking them.
Honestly, like there's the only ones that are like not like I can't even call it. It's been a long ass time,
and like. Again, that's why I'm so happy that comedies like this are getting made.
Yes.
Like, because everybody's thinking this shit, you know? Like, the writers of this, they literally said, like, we honestly just wrote this movie because when me and my Asian girlfriends get together, we just want to talk about dicks. Like, we don't talk about anything else. We just want to talk about dicks. And then they made a movie about it.
Yeah. I just, that shit was just, like, out there. I watched it with Trevor,
yeah.
Tyson, and Dylan, Trevor's brother, and we all just went like this. Like, fucking, what's going on?
Yeah.
But like, again, it's all the consequential shit because that scene directly leads to their main like conflict, which is like, oh, because of this shit, I don't have a job.
Yeah.
Like, you're losing your career. All that shit happens, and then the whole like fake persona for Stephanie Shu's character.
Yeah.
What's her name again?
Let me check. Cat.
Okay, yeah, the whole like thing. And then also, like you mentioned earlier, they're the only Asian people in town, and that's why they became friends. Stephanie Shu and what's her name again?
Sherry
Cola, the exact same person. Legit the exact same person, and that's why I was like, oh, the whole time I'm like, no, she would have been friends with her anyways. They're both like extremely sexual beings, and like they don't give a shit about like showing their personality.
Yeah.
And then like where fucking Audrey is like more repressed and shit.
Yeah.
She doesn't hook up with Asian guys until the threesome.
That was fucking insane. It's a weird. I was telling Trevor this the other day. It's a weird kind of movie to watch with my dad, and then especially when Baron Davis is on screen making out with an Asian actress, and then we have a fucking Eiffel Tower. Oh, he was fucking laughing his ass off, dude. He was laughing his ass off.
That's another cool thing. Like, that's a thing that a lot of comedies used to do, is they'd pull a celebrity into it. Like fucking, have you watched any of the Harold and Kumar movies? Neil Patrick Harris?
Yeah.
Doing like shrooms and shit, and like going, oh yeah, I left a cum stain on your seat.
Yeah. I love when fucking movies do that, when they bring in like a real person, but they don't make them play. Like, This Is the End, where like it's all, like that is James Franco, but it's not actually James Franco. That's Jonah Hill, but that's not actually how Jonah Hill act, or maybe.
Michael Cera.
Yeah. So I'm thinking like, oh my God, man.
It'd be nice. It's nice to see this shit. I like seeing this stuff again. I mean, I'm not saying I'm out here trying.
They set up a sequel.
They did if they wanted to. They're going to, which is I wouldn't mind to watch that again.
I wouldn't mind either.
Yeah.
Like, it's one of the best comedies I've ever seen.
I'm not trying to see vaginas all the time and shit, and like, but pause on that.
Keep it clean.
Keep it clean
here.
I'm not trying to see comedies where they're just showing off like their bodies and shit, but it's cool to see that they're not afraid to do this again.
Because that joke, right? It's a vagina tattoo. They don't just fucking they don't just fucking put it out there, right? Like,
they built up to it.
They built up to it in the first like 15 minutes. Audrey is like, oh yeah, she also has a pussy tattoo. Oh fuck,
Can't tell her I said that.
And then she talks about it again, and then we finally get the reveal, and it's like a big payoff to that joke. Very good movie, very well directed, very well written. It's smart humor, and the performances were fucking fantastic, and that like dramatic stuff in the end, it really got to me. So I think I'm gonna give Joyride maybe like a 9 out of 10, honestly.
All right, I agree. Yeah. I agree. It's a pretty funny movie.
Some of the stuff didn't work for me though, and like again, subjective stuff. But like the WAP cover, the BTS like K-pop
like
WAP cover.
Scenes.
Yeah, I was like,
I think it's more because we're not like K-pop people.
Not even that. I love parody. You know, like when they make parody songs, like The Lonely Island and stuff. I fucking love that shit. But like, it was like, all right, we're going a little too far here. But other than that, man, I really enjoyed the shit out of this movie.
Call the vagina scene the big payoff. It just registered in my head right now.
Well, yeah, it was. Because they set up that joke in the very beginning, and then you just see fucking Stephanie Shu vagina tattoo.
I didn't think I was actually going to fucking see that.
I didn't think so either.
Again, I was just like...
Let's check...
I'm telling you guys, they threw the whole thing out there.
Yeah, no, it was like... Yeah. And it was on the screen for a while, too.
Yeah.
And on the inside, apparently. So I wanted to say real quick...
See it? Like the horns are on it?
Yeah. Nah, bro. I wanted to say real quick before we wrap up the review. Like I said, they're setting up like a sequel. Well, Joyride is not really set to make a lot of money. It definitely didn't make a lot of money. $6 million it made opening weekend.
What was the budget?
Oh, it's probably like 50. Let me check real quick. But
50 million?
Hold on, let me check real quick. It made $6 million. So give me a second. But it is most likely going to be a flop, and that kind of means that we're probably not going to get a sequel. I don't know, man. Production budget for Joyride. Oh, that's the wrong movie.
Played to Joyride 2023.
Asians.
Or that.
Let's see. Can someone give me the fucking...
I was going to grab my phone.
Someone give me the movie. Depends on his budget. There's no error, but the figure of $32 million. Around $32 million to make this movie.
And it only made $6 million so far?
Yes. So it's most likely going to be a flop.
Which, I mean, if I'm Hollywood, I'm willing to eat that.
Yeah. I mean, that sucks, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Because I want to see a really good movie succeed all the time. Like, No Hard Feelings, it made decent money. It didn't make a lot of money, but it made decent money. It made its budget back and stuff. And that was a really good comedy as well. Man, I feel like if this movie is as good as people say it is and they spread the word, it might have some legs and more people might actually go see it this weekend too. I don't know. What do you think?
I mean, at the end of the day, it also could just be a movie that hits streaming services that I go watch all the time. Like whenever I'm
like
bored,
one of those cult classics.
Like, oh shit, like, hey, we need to watch something funny.
Mm-hmm.
Got Joyride right here. Like,
I feel like
it's me with Harold and Kumar. I've rewatched those movies like 3 or 4 times.
Oh, I watched Harold and Kumar Christmas, Merry Christmas, Harold and Kumar every fucking Christmas. Yeah, that's one of my
it's
essentials.
Cool to have that just like in the back pocket. Like, oh shit, I need a funny movie.
Yeah.
Something to play in the background. Like,
yeah, this is definitely gonna be one of those movies that like even if I don't see it again in theaters,
I will honestly.
I might too, but like even if I don't, I'm definitely gonna be playing it a lot, like on Netflix or whatever it hits.
Yeah. This one seems like an HBO Max type movie, though. Or Max, sorry.
Yeah.
Someone sue me, guys.
Alrighty, man. So that kind of wraps up the episode number 20 for us. We appreciate you guys listening for, what about an hour and a half. We had some stuff to cover from last week's episode that never got released, but we appreciate you guys listening nonetheless. Thank you, Hauder, for coming by the studio.
I would like Tom Gozo to show up eventually.
Yeah. Again, you guys can follow us on Instagram. Oh, we have a Threads account now.
So if you guys, account? I don't even have a fucking Threads account.
We have a Threads account. If you guys want to, if you guys want to check that out, but follow us. Everything's gonna be down below in the description. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Make sure you turn on post notifications so you guys never miss another upload. I believe I've wrapped everything up. Anything else you want to say?
Good night. We'll see you tomorrow for Mission Impossible. Next week for Mission Impossible.
Next week's going to be Mission Impossible, Dead Reckoning. Can't wait to watch that one. Okay, until next time, guys. We'll see you guys next time. Never mind. Hold on, let me do that one more time. Take two. Give me a line.
We'll see you guys tomorrow. We'll see you guys next week.
Mission Impossible, Dead Reckoning Part 1. We will see you guys next week for that. So until fuck, I did it again. We'll see you guys next episode. Shit.